Hello! So people are telling me that today's Don't Wordle is interesting, so we are once again trying not to Wordle. I'm going to continue my challenge of only using words that I actually know, and I'm going to try starting with stats today. That was recommended to me. It seems odd, but let's give that a try. I know that word. Alright, now we have to use A's from now on, so that's a bit unfortunate, but let's see. I mean, lots of words have A's, so it's not the end of the world. Let's put the A somewhere else. And let's try to repeat as many letters as we can while we do that. Maybe start with A to start with. Like, I don't know. Apple doesn't seem like the greatest of words to go with. Maybe I can use a Q, Z, or X. What would be good for that? Q would require using a U. I wonder... Oh, I can't do aquas because there's no S, but aqua is water in Spanish. But I don't know if I can... I mean, I could do equal, but that's 5 unique letters on guess 2. That seems like a really bad idea. Maybe there's something with... Oh, how about... Again, zebra has 5 unique letters. There must be something better. Something with X, maybe? Axial? At least axial is doubling up the A, and it uses an X, which is basically a non-letter. Alright, I'm going to try axial while I can. Okay, so there's one A in the word. So now I must... down to 138 is not a good sign, by the way. But we're going to keep going. So I must use only one A now, and I also have to use an I. This is very quickly running into problems. So let's see what we can do here. I can't put the A must be second or last. I wonder if I can start with IA. That doesn't seem like something I could do, but no. So... I wonder if the A is second or last. I bet we're... Well, actually, I bet we're something like A and then I here, or reversed. So... Ooh, you know what we could do? We could do radii, which doubles up the I. Let's give that a try. Alright, well, it is AI exactly where I thought it was. Ooh, down to 23 words. This is not looking good, guys. I mean, I have 5 undos. Let's think about this. Is there a Z I can use? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe ZA something I something. There's something like manic. Manic would be... I don't really want to get rid of 3 letters at a time, though. I'd love to repeat letters. Can I do, like... What would this be, though? Poppy or apip? No. I can't do habit. That would be 3 letters anyway. I wonder if manic is the answer. There's cabin. So manic and cabin. They both share the N and the C. I don't think famine is spelled that way. I'm almost certain. Panic. So there's manic, there's panic, and there's cabin. I mean, I could try those 3 words. It's probably one of those 3. I might not even be able to do all 3 of them because of the shared letters. Probably can't. Is there really nothing that repeats a letter? 23 words. Is there like a A-N-I-N word? Not that I know. Alright. Well, I'm not at the point where I'm technically forced to use an undo. So, I'm gonna try cabin and hope it's not the answer, and then we'll see if that reduces it down to like 1, because then we'll know what the answer is. Okay, it's not cabin. 2 words remaining. So, what are the 2 words? They both use N and C. It was manic and panic. So I gotta avoid manic and panic. Oof. Do I undo all the way? It seems wrong to. I don't think I can avoid manic and panic after radii, though. So I at least need to undo to here, axial. But even then, I think that's bad. So I'm going to undo back to stats. And we're going to go from there, and we're going to avoid the I. And we're going to avoid the A second as long as possible. So what can I do that uses a lot of repeated letters? Mama. Well, Mama's going to place the A second. That's the issue. There's Mama with an O. I think it might accept that. Yeah, I have to use an A, so I can't do Mommy. Alright, let's do Oh, wait. But then if it's manic, I guess I'll undo it if it's manic. This will tell if it's a manic or panic, which actually would be useful. Okay, it's panic. Okay, so don't panic. Who knows that reference? Let's see. So now let's see if we can do an A first. So like, okay, it's panic, so I don't want to do apple. Oh, I can't do alloy anymore because of mama. I could do Abby. That doubles up the B. We know the word is panic, so we'd all have all grays there. Using up the E and the Y in one guess doesn't seem great. There's also array. Array is going to force me to do a second, though, and I could do two words, one with a fourth and one with a first. So if I did Abby, then I could think of a word with a fourth, and then I'm forced to do a second from then on. But a second isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I feel like I should delay that as long as possible. Abby's not bad. Let's do Abby. Nothing surprising because we know the answer. Okay, now let's try a fourth. So I could do an A word like this because I'm going to be forced to do a fourth anyway. So this is a chance to use up the double A. Otherwise, I'll never be able to. So what would be good for that? There must be a word with like that I have left. Papal? But panic is the answer. Okay, if I do papal, then I have to do PA from then on. But are there two PA words other than panic that I can just do? So let's think about it. So I wouldn't be able to use the L anymore. I'd have to start with PA. Oh, I can't do panda. That would have been fun. There's like parch. So that would introduce the C. The C would be yellow. So I might want to save that one for not fifth. But okay, well, if I did parch, C would be yellow. I'd have to use the C again. Is there like a pack word? I can't think of one because I can't do packs. Darn, pack seems so good, but how about PAU something? Can I do PAU something? Or PAI? PAU is better because panic has an I in it. Is there a PAQU word? Probably not. Alright, so I've been thinking about this for quite a while, and I just don't see any way to complete this. I think I have to undo Abby. I think using the E and the Y all at once was fatal here. So I've actually thought of another word I can do instead of Abby, which is augur. So I'm sorry you didn't get that thought process, but it's just, I've been at this for a long time and I didn't want you to suffer through that, so I made a cut. But augur works really well. Because it repeats the U. We know the U is not in the word. And it still puts the A first, which we need there. So we've got augur here, R and the G, and I think we might be able to go from here. So let's see what happens. If this doesn't work, it's basically a failure. So, okay, so now because we have the E and the Y available, I think we can put the A second and do jazzy, which is going to use the Y up, but the Z and the J are not going to be usable after this anyway. So I think jazzy will be our best bet, even though it does place the A second. In our follow-up guesses, we will have to use A second anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference there. So let's do jazzy. Okay, and so now we just have to come up with two words. I have the E, which is extremely useful. So like I can do apple if I want to. And so then after apple, I just have to come up with a word that uses the P. It doesn't even, oh no, I can't do apple. What am I talking about? I have to put the A second. So, I mean, I can't, actually, can I do papal now? No, I can't, actually, I haven't proven that A isn't fourth, so I think it'll let me do papal. So I can just do papal and then, oh, parch is gone. Because of augur. So I would need another word after papal that isn't panic. So maybe I don't want to do papal then. There must be just some other word and I can end with papal. Like what? There must be something. Vapid. Does vapid work? Vapid prevents papal. But vapid is kind of nice. I mean, again, it uses the P. Or valid. Valid is better than vapid because at least I don't have to use the P. So this would lock in the A and the I. So is there just another valid word that uses the AI there that doesn't use the V, L, and D? It feels like there ought to be, huh? I definitely make this harder on myself by not being able to just guess random words that happen to be words that I don't know. So I'm sure there's some weird ones out there, but what are ones I actually know? Maybe valid isn't a good one then. Is canal better for the double A? I would be forced to use the C and the N. It really feels like using the C and the N is only going to be panic. But let's think about it. Is there a word like N-A something C-K? I don't think that's a good idea. I think canal is just defeat instantly. We could end in canal, but then we still need a word. Wait, can I do valid and then canal? No, I can't do valid and canal because the I will lock in. That's the reason. So I haven't used the E yet. Why don't I use the E? The entire point of this was to use the E. So what if I did like something A, something E? Like paler. Can I do paler and then, was there another PA word? Papal? Ooh, actually that's perfect. No, I don't have the R. Paled. Paled. So if I do paled, then I think I can do papal. I don't see why not. I've already eliminated the letter L. Oh no, okay, there's 8. Oh my gosh, that was a mistake. I have an undo if I need it, but maybe I can come up with one of these other... There's 8 words left. One of them's panic. What are the other ones? Maybe one of them I know? Darn it. Oh, I went too fast. I got excited about paled. I could undo and do... Oh, I can't do pained. I could do paved. I'm just going to do that. I'm going to undo. I'm going to do paved. This was a terrible solve, but at least I survived. Oh my gosh. That was really, really hard for me. It probably didn't need to be. I don't think I'm doing the stats start again. The stats start is not a good start. What did I have after paved? Let's just see what it... Palky, I don't know. Palpy, I don't know. Panics, I don't know. Panic obviously was the answer. Panny, papal, we know that one. Pawpaw. I could argue that I know that word, but it's a weird spelling. I've never seen that spelling, and maybe it means something different. So, for like father, papa, right? So, pappy, same thing. For father, pawa, I don't know. Yeah, so I had really dug myself into a hole here. Yeah, I really definitely think there wasn't anything with Abby. Using that E and that Y, look, I got jazzy and paved out of it. And that was much easier. So... yeah, not my greatest time at Don't Wordle there, but we did survive. How'd you do today if you tried it? Maybe you didn't use the stats start and had a much easier time. And of course, if you enjoyed this content, then why not leave a like and subscribe?